Hi, Trish. I'm here. Hi, Artie. I'm assuming you can hear me and see me okay? I think I've pressed the correct link this time. Give me a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me. Talker of nonsense. Marco. Hey, Marco Polo. ¿Qué pasa? I'm here. Oh, you can hear me now. It didn't sound like you could hear me. You were having a conversation. Is he here yet? No, he's not here yet. I'm like, I am. I'm here. Hey, Dr. Benita. Hello, Sarah. God, who remembers them, man? There's a little rocking horse for sale if you want it. 30 years old, £29. Hey, Mark. I've got two Marks here. How's it go? Look at that. Look at that chair. £59 for an old chair. Hey, Kazooie. How's life? How's it going? How's life back in Japan? So we've got somebody from Japan, somebody from Greece, somebody from America, somebody from England. Type in the chat where you're from. In fact, that's what to do, everyone. Please type in a chat and let me know what country you're from or where you are. 20-second delay, yeah, I know. It's quite confusing sometimes, isn't it? The 20-second delay. Happy Narcissus Day. Did you know that? It's Narcissus Day. Narcissus Day. I can't even pronounce the word. It would help if I could pronounce it. Narcissus Day. Is it warm in Edinburgh? Hey, Chris from Florida. New York City. Named after the Duke of York, yeah? You'd not even change your name. You rejected everything British. You even eat your dinner with the fork in the opposite hand from the English, just to prove you are different, and yet you have still named your biggest city after an English Duke of York, who was in fact a slave owner. Nothing like a bit of controversy to start the day. Hey, Lethargy, Sarah's in England. Kazooie is suffering from hay fever. Oh, that's not good. It's not warm today. It was a beautiful warm day. Well, it was the same temperature as it is today, allegedly. But it's a lot colder today, even though it's the same temperature. Work that out if you can. I don't understand. Look at that. I'm quite excited. Wex is opening here. With a camera shop. Wex is opening. Quite good support they've got there, Wex, if you need to get anything in the camera industry, you know. Photography. Oh, it's a cold wind blowing up. Yeah, it says it's the same temperature as yesterday, 6 degrees, right, Fahrenheit. But yesterday I had to take one of my jackets off halfway during the tour because it was so hot. Today it says it's the same temperature, but it's quite cold. So who knows the secret of the black magic box? What way is these lights going to change? This way. Good, that's good. How's everyone doing today? What day is it today again? Forgotten what day it is. Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday. Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Oh, Marlon. Hey, Marlon. Buenos dias, guten Morgen. How's it gone? Look at this shop, everyone. This is a famous shop. It's been here since I was a kid. Look at what it sells. It's very specific. And it survived. It survived where many other Oh, Happy Hump Day, yeah, I don't know what that one is, look. Look at the ghost signage above. Universal Household Stores, it says above it, the ghost signage, but look. Hey Michelle, look. Darts and television, that's what that shop sells. Darts or television, take your pick. And it's been there since I was a kid. So it just shows you it's got a good market that survives, where many other businesses have failed. This is supposed to be a nice little bistro here today, look. The Walnut. £27 for lunch, £30 for dinner. Look, a 2-course lunch is £30 for dinner, 3-course lunch £34, 2-course lunch £27, plus £30. Sarah, Marlon, Michelle, by the way, thanks to anyone who's made a tip, by the way. Sometimes I don't get notifications until like way after it, so, and especially through PayPal. So if anybody's made a tip or donation through PayPal or buy me a coffee, and if I haven't thanked you, thank you very much. Oh, look at this, the box, the signal box. Rose, how's it going, Rose? How's everyone doing? Look, Leith. We're not even in Leith yet. It says Leith, and we're not even in Leith. We're in Edinburgh. This is Edinburgh. Look at that little free library. I got a book here the last time, look. Little free library, take a look, leave a book. Let's see if there's any decent books in. I got a decent book the last time on sectarianism, wasn't it? Or was that in Leith? June. Oh, I thought that was a Mary Queen of Scots here. Mary Jane Staples, it says. But quite good, eh? You just get like what kids' books and all that. Free library. Pretty cool idea, isn't it? Pretty neat. This is a community police box here as well. This is where we used to come and do the homeless haircuts with Invisible Cities. Every month we used to set up a marquee here at the police box. A local lady took it over. She bought the police box for about £20,000 and it's turned into like a community police box. It's quite good every day, they have something different. So Monday you can get a community meal from 5 o'clock till 7. Yeah, sometimes they do free stuff as well. Friday you've got Punjabi food. Rose, aye, send me some over. Yeah, every week it's got different stuff going on. The Leith Walk, Polish Walks. Looks like a TARDIS, doesn't it? Look, like Doctor Who TARDIS. Quite a cool place. Local artist. Gets painted every so often. Quite nice, but nice little TARDIS. Now look, there's Edinburgh up there. Edinburgh's just there. Well, we're still in Edinburgh. We're going to cross over the border into Leith from Edinburgh, Scotland. So I'll show you where the border is, the boundary between Edinburgh and Leith. They put in the local parking attendants. Yeah, there is a problem on the street. Edinburgh just became the first city outside of London to ban vehicles parking on pavements. So the law just came out at the end of January. You're not allowed to park on the pavements. Of course the drivers are just ignoring it. So they've handed out hundreds of fixed penalty notices to the drivers parking on the pavements. So it's causing a problem sometimes. They block the trams as well. And there's a bus over there blocked from going in that street because people have double parked by the looks of it. Yeah, imagine having a day for narcissists. Happy narcissist day. I can't even say the word. Does anyone here know any narcissists? I know a few. Some tour guides actually are quite narcissistic people, like politicians as well. You have to have an ego to be a tour guide, but you can have an ego without being narcissistic, you know. Oh, let's cross over here, the Green Man's coming. The Green Man. So there's Albert Street, named after Prince Albert, of course. Albert Street. Good butchers here actually, a good local butchers here. Just there, and the Sicilian pastry shop, is it still there? Let's go and see. Oh yeah, this Sicilian pastry shop's been here a long time, very cheap. Yeah, I've got a Victoria Street just further down, obviously named after Al. Ah, it's closed today, maybe because of the road. Oh no, maybe because of the roadworks, you know. Can't get to see the window. But yeah, they do excellent cakes here. Very reasonably priced as well. Macarons here, look, can't see them very well. But yeah, that's an excellent shop. And there's a butcher's next door as well. Oh, there was a butcher's. Butcher's is open. Yeah, the butcher's is there, sorry. Yes, this is Albert Street, named after Prince Albert. First visited Edinburgh in 1842 with his sexy wife, Victoria. Okay, so we're just going to cross the border into Leith from Edinburgh. Nice Greek restaurant here, Simply Greek it's called. Yeah, Simply Greek. I've never tried it actually, Grill House. I don't know what the prices are like. Grilled halloumi, $5.50, what's the means? Chicken gyros, $13.50. Chicken fillet, $12.50. Lamb chops, $16.50. Aubergine salad, £7. Not too bad, I suppose. The gyro wrap, £7. Not too bad. Yeah, it's very. This is actually the most dense. In fact, see this area here. Wait, watch out for the cyclists. See this area here. This whole area here, where we are now, is the most densely, one of the most densely populated areas in the whole of Europe. Allegedly, it's the second busiest area in Britain outside of London for densely population. It's like about 13,000 people per square kilometre. 13,000 people per square kilometre. And that information's a few years old, and they've built lots of housing since then. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's probably around 15,000 people per square kilometre. And that's one of the busiest in Europe, the most densely populated in Europe. Nice church over there, got a food bank in there. Despite Scotland being potentially being one of the richest countries in the world, we've got more food banks than McDonald's. And this is what they do is they go around local churches, like so every day the food bank will be in a different church, a different location. Usually churches that run them, not all the time, but so here is the border, see here, look. Edinburgh, Boundary Bar. Look, it's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That's me now in Leith. I'm now in Leith now. I'm now in Leith. Oh, that guy there, see that guy there in the green jacket? He was actually shouting at me when I was doing a train spotting tour on Sunday, and that guy in the green jacket started shouting at me about train spotting, how train spotting happened in the 1970s. Funny how you bump into these people all the time, you know. So in the bar here, as you can see, one half of the bar is in Edinburgh, and the other half of the bar is in Leith. And so in the bar, Leith used to close at 11 o'clock because Leith had all the dock workers, you know, working different shifts. So the bars in Leith were allowed to stay open until 11 o'clock, but the bars in Edinburgh had to close at 10 o'clock. So to get an extra hour's drinking, you came out of this door here, it's the same bar, and went in this door here. There's actually a line drawn in the centre of the bar here, or there used to be, you took it away, It's actually just been renamed back to the Boundary Bar. It was a German beer house for a while, so... But that's us now in Leith, everyone. I feel better now. And this is where the trams, as most of you will remember from being on my tours, Leith only became part of Edinburgh in 1920. And they both had separate tram systems. So Leith, like today, had the electric tram system with the poles in the middle of the road. Edinburgh had to stop here. So the trams from Edinburgh stopped here, and you had to get off. And the tram had to turn around, because the trams in Edinburgh were run like this. See these wheels? So the trams in Edinburgh were run by a pulley system. So it was a steam-driven turbine. Okay? So the trams in Edinburgh did not have electric power. It was a steam turbine and a rope and pulley system. As you can see here, these wheels were buried in the ground. They found them when they were doing the tram extension a couple of years ago. They found these buried on the road. So they re-salvaged them and put them back here. But they've put them in the wrong location, because these are the Edinburgh trams wheels. We're in Leith. So the wheels for the Edinburgh trams should be on the next street up. Not here, you idiots. It was actually called the Pilrig Muddle. Look here. Look, the Pilrig Muddle. So, in fact, there's them finding the wheels when they done the tram. See the workies, so they were buried deep into the ground. And that's how the turbines were further up. They had steam-driven turbines to pull the wheels, to drive the wheels. And that would drive the trams. So they were constructed between 1898 and 1900. They formed part of the underground cable system. So Edinburgh and Leith had been connected by horse-drawn trams since the 1870s. The Leith Borough decided not to join Edinburgh's cable tram system. In 1905, Leith pioneered electric traction under the Leith Corporation tramways. However, the use of two different tram systems meant that passengers travelling between Leith and Edinburgh would have to change tram cars at the Leith Walk Pilrig Street Junction, the boundary by the two boroughs, and known as the Pilrig Muddle. And this lasted until 1922, after Edinburgh swallowed up Leith against the wishes of the people of Leith. Edinburgh realised that their tram system was redundant in comparison to the Leith trams, so Edinburgh decided to follow suit and copy the Leith trams, and they got taken away in the 1950s. So this is a retro, what do you call it? Vintage clothing shop here. So if you want to get some vintage clothes, not how much, some of them have seen better days, some of them. But yeah, it's a vintage clothes shop run by this guy here actually. This guy here is a local Leith character. Looks like a mod, doesn't he? Looks like a mod from the 1960s. He owns the place and runs it. Usually there's big racks of clothes outside, but... Oh, there's a kilt, look. Somebody smashed his window. Anyone remember having a jacket like that? You can't really see it in the reflections. I can't see it very well. But it's all like so-called vintage. It's just a second-hand shop, isn't it, really? Is it not? Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry, pal. I must have been the weird blind guy there. But he mustn't be fully blind, because he's seen me. I didn't realise the guy was behind me. Look at that blaze. Blazy Susan. Do we have any Susans watching? That'd be a big joint, that one, look. It's all the hedge stuff by the looks of it. Pretty cool shop, actually. Loads of barbers, and this is a famous shop, actually. This one here. Elvis Shakespeare Books and Records. Very famous bookshop. Books and Records. So it's all vinyl's made a comeback now. I don't know if it's the same wherever you guys are, but vinyl has made a massive comeback now in Britain. Scotland. Yeah, the last few years, vinyl's made a massive comeback, and guess what as well, which I find bizarre? Remember cassette tapes? Who remembers cassette tapes and cars and all that? Your tape recorder when you were a kid. See, well, they're coming back. Which I don't understand that. I mean, why the heck would you want to buy a tape? You've got to fast forward it to get to different songs. But seemingly, tape recorders are becoming popular. I mean, what's next? Betamax coming back. Oh, vinyl is excellent. I love vinyl. Shut up, you fud. This was one of the original Chinese restaurants in Edinburgh, the Silver Bowl. Been here for, God, 35, 40 years, maybe even longer. It's one of the oldest Chinese restaurants in Edinburgh. Chinese takeaways. Okay, that must be Spanish. Oh, it's a Spanish shop. I've never seen that before. Another new one. Lola, more love, please. More amore, por favore. I'll never check out that place, man. Little Spanish restaurant, man. It's quite good. Lola. Lola. Name that band. La 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 Lola. Oh, it's another Spanish place. Tapas. La Casa. Lots of restaurants here on Leith Walk now. Pretty good. So tomorrow I've got a tour in Glasgow. It's quite early for some people, 12 o'clock. It's because I've got to go and do some training sessions with Invisible Cities. So I'm assuming it's still on because I haven't heard anything. What's the price of the houses here? Let's have a look. Oh, it's for rent. Rent £9.50 a month. That's quite cheap. 1,300. So there's a house for sale there. 3 bedrooms, main door. Nice architecture. Offers over 450 grand. Our little house. It's in Comiston. 3 bedrooms. Offers over 445. It just shows you how much the houses are nowadays. In Edinburgh, if you're thinking of buying a house. I think the average price for a 2 bedrooms now is probably about 300 grand, something like that. Here's the cheapest bakers in Edinburgh as well, by the way. See this baker's here? Stories. This is one of the cheapest bakers, probably in the world actually. It's one of these bakers, you know, they open up like all night. So when you're coming home from the bars at the nights, you come in here and get your pies and sausage rolls and cakes and rolls. It's a famous shop in Leith, Stories. But who remembers? Remember when bakeries used to have a cat? Yeah, back in I don't know when it stopped. But bakers used to have cats in the bakers for the catch the mice and the rats. And the cat used to sit on top of all the rolls that they were selling and nobody would say a word. By the way, just a lot of personal information. For the people who were on my tour yesterday, I showed you where I grew up after I left, after I moved to Edinburgh. When I first moved to Edinburgh, this is where I lived here, Balfour Street, named after Lord Balfour, of course. So when I moved up to England, I was either 4 or 5. So this is where we lived until I moved down to where the Ocean Terminal is now. So, yeah, this is where I first lived, the very first place I lived when I came from England. So look, a nice bar for ladies, by the way. This opened up a few years. It used to be like a working class man's pub, so to speak. And it got taken over by Swedish people. Bar Victoria, named after Queen Victoria, Prince Albert just up the road, of course. And it was taken over by a Swedish couple. They've got a few bars in Edinburgh now, but they made it friendly for ladies. You know, because before, back like maybe 10 years ago or so, it wasn't really acceptable for girls to go on their own into bars, you know. And guys would just hassle them if they were going into bars as well. So that bar opened up as a kind of like a friendly place to go, so ladies could go on their own for a drink and all that. Pretty cool idea, like. Got a nice bar, actually. But yes, they've got about 3 or 4. They've got one further down called Boda Bar. One up the top called J.P. Piercy's. They do Swedish meatballs and all that, you know. Pretty cool. But a good idea, isn't it, to make a place friendly for girls, ladies, you know. So now they can just go to the bars and not get intimidated by, you know, back in the days. Typically, if a lady went into a bar on their own, you know, the guys would chat her up, thinking she was looking for a man, of course. But yeah, times have changed now. A Belgian shop over there, by the way, Friets. See it? They do different fillings. I've been to Belgium a few times. The motorways are terrible in Belgium. Yeah, I've been to Belgium, anyone. The motorways are atrocious. I remember when I was in Belgium in my camper van, right? And I was driving up the hard shoulder, thinking it was the motorway because the roads were so bad. There was no like clear difference between like the hard shoulder and the motorway, you know, and there was no difference in the quality of the road. So I'm driving on the hard shoulder. After I don't know, I can't remember how long before I noticed that. Am I on the motorway or the hard shoulder? Then I think it was in the hard shoulder, so I moved into back to the motorway as far as I know. Then you go into France. The roads in France are fantastic. I mean, the motorway in France is night and day compared to the Belgian one. Fair enough, some of the French roads you have to pay. But yeah, the French roads in comparison to the Belgian ones. Oh, fuck off. So here we have a bar. Look. Nee Bams. A Bam is a Scottish name for an idiot. So I don't think this person's got much chance of getting a pub in Leith with nae Bams on it. It used to be called the Volunteer. It used to be actually one of the cheapest pubs in Edinburgh. It used to open at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know how places, traditionally you would say if you got a vodka and coke, you would get charged for the coke. Well, that place was like, they didn't charge you. They didn't charge you for the coke. And the beer was so cheap. Features in Trainspotting. In the first Trainspotting movie, when Begbie's playing pool and American tourist comes in and asks to use the bathroom. So you say, yep, and they go and mug the guy and take his money and jacket. Yeah, favourite Chinese market. Over the road. Over there. Yeah, there's a few now. There's about 3 or 4 opened up. There's always been 2 traditionally. But I think there's about 4 Chinese supermarkets now. That one got bad environmental health ratings a couple of years ago for mice droppings and stuff like that. The African deli here as well. You can see these little Art Deco buildings over here. Look, there used to be a printing company there. Quite nice art. Quite unusual actually. Art Deco, but I'm just going to see. I don't know if you remember me. So look at this cycle lane. Look at that cycle lane. The guys on the pavement. You see why I hate cyclists? You give them a cycle lane, and they'll still go on the pavements. That bike's illegal, man. I'm just going to show you this sign over here. I've spoke about this lady before. I spoke about this lady a couple of weeks ago on a tour. God, you see some atrocious driving and honestly, see people driving. Some people should not be allowed to drive, man. See up here? There's a sign up here. Can't see it. See if I can zoom in. It's really hard to zoom in. You can see it. See it there? Grace Cadell, 1855 to 1918, the prominent suffragette and pioneering medical practitioner, ran a suffragette refuge from her house here at 145 Leaf Walk. So I spoke about her. See if I can get that back to normal. Hey Cheryl! There we go, that's back to normal. Yeah, I spoke about Grace Ross Cadell a couple of weeks ago on my tour. She was a doctor who went to get trained by Sophia Jex-Blake and Elsie Ingalls and became a qualified doctor and politician and suffragette. And they used to force feed the suffragettes in prison, and they brought in some law where if they had somewhere to go to get care, you could be released into the custody of that person. So her house became a refuge there. And she never married, she adopted 4 kids as well. She left all her inheritance to the kid. She was quite a wealthy lady. She left all her inheritance to the kid. And she was a bit of a rebel, actually. She got fined once, 50 quid. £50. So she paid for it all in coppers. You know, when she got the fine, she paid all the whole £50 in penny pieces, just to annoy them, so they'd have to count it up. And she also joined a political party. She controversially left one political party and joined another one. And one of their policies was to not pay tax, because their motto was no taxation without representation. In other words, if they're paying tax but they're not being represented by being allowed to vote, and they refuse to pay tax. So the authorities responded by selling off all her possessions at the Mercat Cross on the Royal Mile in Edinburgh. Where are we? Leaf Walk. Remember I got on the tram. Remember I was doing the tram a couple of weeks ago. Well, I started the tour where I got on the tram up there. So it was just a wee walk. I'm trying to. Edinburgh's just a nightmare for signals. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do. You see the bar called the Mother Superior. That's named after the drug dealer in Trainspotting. In Trainspotting there was a drug dealer and his nickname was Mother Superior because of the length of his habit. Do you get it? Because of the length of his habit. In other words, he's been addicted to heroin for so long. So they called him the Mother Superior. So that bar opened up actually just when COVID hit. A girl decided to open up a whiskey bar. And bloody unfortunate timing. She opened it just as COVID hit. So I think she was struggling to get help from the government because you had to have produced a set of accounts to get help from businesses. And because she was a brand new business, she couldn't produce books. And she survived. I didn't think she was going to survive, but she did. The girl survived, so she's done well. So it's kind of like they sell a little bit of food, not too much, you know, but they do sell a little bit of food. But yeah, it survived. At first I thought it was a little bit tacky, you know, calling it Mother Superior after the Trainspotting dude. But good luck to her, you know. Good luck to her. I was looking at my website statistics the other day there. You know, you can look at your stats. And I was looking at the hits on my website. 75% of the hits on my website are from my Trainspotting page. So it just shows you the popularity of Trainspotting. 75% of all the hits on my website are on my Trainspotting page. I find that quite interesting. I can hear techno music coming from somewhere. This is the old train station here. See the building there? That's the old train station, Leith Central Station. Opened up in 1903. That's why train spotting is called train spotting, because of that place there. Let's go now. We're going to go straight ahead. There's not much to see that way. This is Junction Street. There's not much to see along there, it's just shops. Queen Victoria statue, of course. Sticky Vicky. And the cut gate. See? Named after the church the road is on. It's called New Kirkgate because it got renovated a few years ago. Probably about almost 20, maybe about 18 years ago it got demolished. They built it in the 1960s and it only lasted until about 10 years ago. They knocked it down and rebuilt it. It was that bad. It was all concrete, you know. It was all concrete on it. So this used to be the main thoroughfare connecting Leith to the shore area, to the shore. It's now a downmarket shopping centre. It's got a notoriously bad reputation, to be honest. You got a lot of the problem drinkers and drug takers hanging about here. One of the worst drug dealers is an old lady, about 70-year-old. This old lady sits on the bench round the corner selling drugs all day. In fact, I was doing a train spotting tour a few years ago, and there was 3 of them sitting on a bench. It's like 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. They're all sitting drinking vodka. And the lady's got crutches, you know. I think she hides her drugs inside one of the crutches. And something must have happened. The guy must have tried to rip off the lady. Bear in mind she's about 70. Well, the lady stood up and she started whacking the guy across the head with the crutches, like really badly. And then this other guy came over and stuck the head in him. And the guy fell on the ground. And the lady, another girl who was sitting beside them, stole his vodka and poured it into her bottle. Oh gee whiz, you see it all in Leith, by the way. You see it all in Leith. So this is South Leith Parish Church here. Quite a nice church. You can go and have a look sometimes. It's got seals for Mary of Guise. Look at the seagulls up there. The Scotland flag flying. Yeah, the minister is... I'm not sure. What's in here? The minister there, what's his name? Is Reverend Ian May. See, Reverend Ian May is the minister. He's actually a very big supporter of Scottish independence. Traditionally, you would say the Church of Scotland would be for the Union, you know, and usually they're middle class, older, and usually the middle class, older people are against independence. But this SNP party political broadcast once as well. So yeah, the minister's a big supporter of independence, quite strangely, I would say. I live in such a wonderful place. Oh aye, you see it all in Leith, Cheryl. Sunshine on Leith. Welcome to Leith, YLT. Leef. Leith is how you say it, you know. I could not pronounce my THs until I left Leith. Until I moved to England. I moved back to Bradford when I was 17. And this lady sat me down, a teacher, sat me down and give me elocution lessons and help me to pronounce my THs. Look at the graffiti here, quite cool, eh? Some of it's quite cool. Some of it's a bit, oh, somebody's smoking near me. Oh, I need to move. I can't stand the smell of smoke. I'm a smoking Nazi. Look at that, it's quite cool, isn't it? Some kind of face. Somebody's smoking, man. Who is it that's smoking? I think this graffiti artist has got problems. It looks quite mad, eh? Look, I think he's trying to tell us something. And you've got a troubled soul. It was like you went on tour last year. Went to this art exhibition in Stornoway. And you should have seen the artist. It was all this dark stuff, you know. Like really heavy. Dark stuff. You know, you could tell the artist was troubled. Oh, look at this. What's this over here? By the way, for anyone living in Britain, if you've got the BBC iPlayer, if you go on and search for the grey area, the grey, G-R-A-Y, area, A-R-E-A, the grey area. It's filmed here in Leith, actually. It's filmed here in Leith, right here as well. Filmed all in this area here. So it's on the BBC iPlayer. It's just started to rain, right? So all morning I was checking the weather forecast. Completely dry. 100% dry, right? And it's just started to rain. You're like, so I left my umbrella behind, of course, in the house. Look at this block of flats, everyone, isn't it grotesque? Yeah, the grey area. Check out that on BBC iPlayer if you live in England or Britain, Scotland or whatever. You might be able to get it online. Yeah, the guy who directed it used to be a heroin addict. You can actually watch his movie on YouTube, Anybody's Child. It's a BAFTA-winning documentary. He filmed himself coming off heroin. He was a heroin addict. Link for the grey area. It's an excellent series, actually. It's all filmed in Leith. And, it's got an itchy eye. Some of the actors are all from Leith as well. Just local guys. He uses local guys in the series. So it's pretty cool, you know. Cheryl, I've just had a flashback. Was it you when I was doing this tour down here when I know Artie was here, but remember when the bloody, what they called, the Portaloo was here? Remember the Portaloo? I've just had a flashback to you being on it. I don't know if my memories went wrong. Yeah, it's quite cool. The guy who directed it, Gary Fraser, he was one of the directors on Trainspotting 2, and he came on my tour. Social Bike brought him on my tour. Social Bike brought him. They've removed the graffiti. No way. They've painted over the graffiti. Yeah, this guy was so egotistical, man. If this guy was chocolate, he would eat himself. Gary Fraser. But yeah, he won a BAFTA for filming himself coming off heroin. There used to be up until last week, this was, we had graffiti on it, Boris, when's your next party? You know, after Boris Johnson having all the parties. Diane, you've got a photo of the Portaloo. Yeah, because the bloody, maybe it wasn't Cheryl, maybe it was Linda, I can't remember. In fact, where's Linda P? I've not seen Linda for a while. She got a new house. Barbie's not here today, she's got something on. So Barbie's not here today. I've not seen Linda P for a while. But she did get keys for a new house. So maybe she's in her house. See, they're dealing out, sorting out all our house. Jesus God, this couple are flipping me. Yeah, there used to be a portal. I was trying to get a postcard shot of the lamb's house here. And there was a portal there. It's like I've just had a flashback to zoo as well one time. Was it last year? When I was doing a walk on the tour of the Dean Village. And I told everyone to get their cameras ready for a good shot. And it was the bins. It was all the waste bins. The garbage bins. That's Lamb's house. A replica of a merchant's house. 17th century. The pan-tiled tiles and all that. It's now the consulate for Iceland. The Icelandic consulate. See what it says here. This is where Mary Queen of Scots spent a few nights, not in this building because it wasn't here. But this is Lamb's house. Quite nice, isn't it? A nice little garden there. The Icelandic flag. The Icelandic national anthem was written in Edinburgh as well. So look, an early 17th century merchant's house, site where Mary Queen of Scots dined on arrival from France in 1561, named after Andrew Lamb. But obviously that house wasn't there, because Mary came in the 16th century, so that was 100 years later that was built. And that was typical of the houses that were in this area, merchants' houses. Again, pretty nice, isn't it? Nice little garden. Oops. Yeah, nice little garden. It's getting like a maze, isn't it? Very typical. They've obviously tried to recreate what it would have looked like back in the days. Got a little waterfall there. You can hear the water running. Oh no, it's making me need to go to the toilet. It's a very nice Lamb's house there. So we're now coming into the shore area of Leith, my favourite part of my hometown. The Michelin Mile, as somebody from The Guardian once called it, because of all the Michelin star restaurants here. See here, Water's Close, if you can't see it there. This is where they found a tennis court. When Mary Queen of Scots' mother ruled Scotland, when Mary was packed off to France, Mary de Guise ruled Scotland from here, and she built a tennis court. So a good few years ago now, they did excavations, and they found the old markings of the tennis court that Mary of Guise built. They never kept it, of course. Right, seagulls, can you hear the seagulls? Going nuts. So that's in the shore area now. And there's no Portaloo, woohoo! Lovely little light, tiny waterfall there. Oh, you're just going to get a ticket, pal. The cars, like this road is closed to cars, as you can see. The drivers just ignore the no entry sign. So that's in the shore area now, everyone. The nice little salubrious part of Leith. The seagulls are going crazy over something. Yeah, that's where Mary of Guise built the palace there when she ruled Scotland from here. They never found any remains of it, however, unfortunately. The previous developers must have just bloody destroyed it all, you know what I mean? I've got to go to the Malmaison Hotel and give them some flyers. In fact, I'm maybe going on the boat as well. In fact, I'm going to go on this boat and get see if they'll take some flyers, man. Again for my tours. Right, that's what I'm going to do. You know the floating hotel? I'm going to go, I've only got a few flyers on me. So I'm going to go and give them to the boat. A couple of years ago, I actually went on the boat. I got the floating hotel, the Ocean Mist. I actually got a tour. Oh, I've been sneezing this morning. Been having some really powerful sneezes recently. Whew. This morning, oh gee whiz. Whew. That's where I went for Sunday lunch on Sunday with my two sons, Jamie and Dean. They went for beers after it, of course. They asked me to go with them. I just says, I'll just leave you two, the young team, to go on your own, you know. So they went on their own. Oh. Well, what's going on with the sneezes? So there used to be a bar here called Farley's Bar, and that was a famous bar. It was famous or infamous because it kept a puma behind the bar. It was just kind of like an alarm system. They used to keep it in a cage behind the bar, and they used to threaten people. If you get too rowdy, I'll release the puma. And of course, when he locked the bar up at night, he just let the puma run free in the bar. And one night, a lady went to the bathroom and fell asleep. And when she woke up, she went into the bar and met the puma. So the owner got arrested and the puma got put in the zoo. So that's Leith for you. It's pretty cool here now, but isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to go on this boat, everyone. Going to give them some flyers, see if they'll get some tours. It's between £300 and £500 a night to stay on that boat. There's one just around the corner, excuse the finger, just round there, further back, called the Fingal, and that's £1,500 a night for the most expensive cabin. And it became number 1 on TripAdvisor, believe it or not. Can you believe that? Number 1 on TripAdvisor. I'm just going to go and see how I get on this boat. I can't remember how I got on it before. Let's see if I can get on it. Can you hear that music? We're playing music outside the bar. There's no seats. I've got music playing, there's nobody outside. There's my favourite street. Remember yesterday I was talking about the Great Michael? The biggest boat and ship in the world. Here, it's there, look. Doesn't look very big there, but look at that for a street lamp. Isn't that fantastic? Beautiful street lamp. I do like that. Yeah, there's a Banksy on board here as well. The guy showed me a Banksy. I've actually seen a photograph of Banksy. So I'm going to go on board the boat, everyone. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour today. Join me tomorrow from Glasgow. I'm stepping into enemy territory. A guy from Edinburgh is visiting Glasgow. Look, luxury boutique hotel. This used to carry Formula 1 cars around this ship here. It's got a bit of a interesting history, shall we say. The Ocean Mist used to transport Formula 1 cars. They added that deck. No kitchen, and you don't even get a cooked breakfast on board for £500 a night, and you don't get a cooked breakfast, by the way. You have to go for a continental or go across to the bar for cooked breakfast. How nuts is that? Kerry, I never saw you there. I never saw you on this one. So thank you very much, everyone. If you've enjoyed the tour, you can leave a tip or a donation via PayPal or buy me a coffee. And hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow. And then join me on Friday for International Ladies' Day, of course, to hear about some famous Scottish ladies. And have a great day, what's left of it, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much. And have a great day. Or night.